So Mark, tell us more about Alan's story.
Well, Arnie, what's really interesting is that Ellen learns to really love God. She really loves Jesus, and she wants to tell everyone about Jesus. And so she does that, and she really grows in her understanding of God. She does go through a few more challenges, but as she continues to grow, she comes really close to God. But then there's that period where she, along with her family, believes the teachings of William Miller. And William Miller's been preaching that Jesus was about to come. Jesus didn't come, and they were really disappointed. And then Ellen's wondering, what happened? Why didn't Jesus come? And God called her. He gave her a vision. She was with 4 other ladies one morning. They were having morning worship. And that's what Bible Buddies is about, isn't it? It's about having worship.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so they were having morning worship, and Ellen is taken off in vision. She doesn't know what's happening because it's never happened to her before. And the other ladies don't know what's going on either. And when she comes to, they say, Ellen, what happened? And then she shares with them what she'd seen. And basically what she saw in vision was that there was a path high above the world, and the Advent people were on that path. And at the beginning of the path, there was a bright light which represented the message that they'd been proclaiming, and Jesus was at the end of the path, and they were focusing on Jesus and going to the holy city, you see. And this was God's call to her to say, hey, Ellen, I was with you. I was guiding you and leading you, even though you got things wrong. And God was saying to her, now, I want you to tell others what I've told you. And she didn't want to begin with, and so she says to her dad, what am I going to do? At least this time she told somebody. And her father said to her, if God wants you to, he'll make a way. So she begins to share her message slowly at first, and there's a young man who begins to accompany her at times, along with others. And because back in those days, you know, if you were mixed company going somewhere, people, you know, kind of began to tell stories. Yeah, gossip, we call it. Yeah. And stories began to get around about her and James, you see. And James came to her one day and he says, look, something's got to be done. We can't get it go on like this. Either I'm going to have to leave or we're going to have to get married. Just like that. Wasn't romantic. Wasn't romantic at all. And so they got married. And later on, he would write that she was the crown of my rejoicing. And she said about him that he was the best man that ever trod shoe leather. And one of the things that's really interesting to me about that story is it reminds me of Jeremiah the prophet. When he was called, God said, I called you even before you were born. And Jeremiah went, but I'm only a boy. I can't do this. And Ellen was, but I'm only a girl. And I'm sick and I'm weak. But God said to Jeremiah, don't you say I'm a boy. I called you. You'll do what I ask you to because I will be with you and I will help you. And the same thing happened in Ellen's life as well.
We can do anything with God, can't we?
Absolutely. When God asks us to do something, he gives us what we need to do it, Arnie.
And all we have to do is just trust in him.
That's right, Arnie.
Yeah, and then do it.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Mark, for that interesting story. I'm Arnie from Arnie's Shack, and you have been listening to Bible Buddies. But our time is up for today, and I will look forward to catching up with all of you again next time. So take care, stay safe, and God bless.
Learn about our wonderful God each day.